Okay, well, hey everybody, this is Cleta the Cheetah with the Boss Babe Call tonight, and we have a beautiful, fantastic, ever so wonderful guest speaker. And so Tammy, when I really remember meeting you, I believe it was just in Scotland where I really got to know you. And Tammy and I came out and we had the same dress on, except for mine was red and hers was green. And what's so funny about that, Tammy, is I thought, do I want to wear green? I mean, Scotland is green. We had these green purses that Mary Kay gave us. And I almost went and bought a green one. I thought, you have the red one, and I already have a black one in the same exact color. So she and I, we did pretty much look like the best of everybody. But anyway, so we had our picture made. And then the last day, we end up on a tour together and looked at this big, what was it, a mansion, whatever it was, together. And we just hit it off. And so I was talking to her this week and she was asking me some questions about what we do. And I said, and wanted to get on our Boss Babe Call just to see kind of what we do. I said, yes, you can get on it and you can be the guest speaker. So she agreed. So I'm going to introduce her and then I'm going to let her take it away. And then we will end the meeting with just some reminders about what's going on for this month. Okay. So Tammy joined Mary Kay in September of 1993. She debuted as a sales director in June of 1995. Prior to Mary Kay, she was a travel agent, a mixologist, and a student. She is married to Bobby, and she has two children, Madison, who's 21 and a senior at the University of Tennessee, and a son, Tyler, who is 19 and a freshman at Coastal Carolina. As a consultant, she earned her first career card 6 months after joining Mary Kay and was in the consultant's Queen's Court of Personal Sale, which led her to become an independent sales director. Her first year as a sales director, she was recognized as Rookie of the Year in the Emerald Go Give area and led her unit to achieve the 300,000 Circle of Achievement and their first Pink Cadillac. This is all in her very first year of being a sales director. Tammy and her awesome treasures are currently ranking #1 in Delaware. How many of y'all never been to Delaware? Okay, we all got to go to Delaware. In eight years in a row, and was recognized 3 times being the most improved director in Delaware. She has been a star consultant 109 quarters, 3 times in the Queen's Court of Sales, the National Court of Sales, 7 $500,000 diamond rings, 4 diamond bumblebee pins for doing the Queen's Court of Sherry, and 4 double star achievers. Seminar 2023. She was recognized, and so was I, Tammy. You won't even believe it. First time as triple star achiever. Same. I'd never done it before. And so we were triple star queens, triplets, twins. Anyway, she was in the emerald and I was in the ruby. So we would have been together otherwise. Her fabulous unit has achieved 11 unit clubs, including $500,000 4 times, 3 times in the Circle of Excellence, earning 3 top director trips. In 2019, she earned her first top director trip to Hawaii. We were talking about reaching the 700,000 Circle of Achievement. This was a dream come true to take her husband, Bobby, to Hawaii. Tammy also earned the Royal Caribbean Cruise and took the cash for a Disney trip for her family. In 2020, the treasurers completed 650,000 Circle of Excellence to attend Scotland. However, y'all know in 2020, there wasn't nobody going anywhere. And so Mary Kay didn't just go, oh, well, y'all, way to go. Try again next year because we can't go. Instead, they sent all the winners $10,000. That helps your feelings not be so hurt. Right, Tammy? So in 2022, they broke belief barriers again and reached the $650,000 Circle of Achievement, earning the trip to Scotland. Her amazing, fun, fabulous, fearless Cadillac Boss Babes, I love that, have earned 16 cars, 7 of them being the pink Cadillac, and her highest check in 1 month has been over $18,900. So wouldn't you like to know that on Wednesday, when the 15th hit, you knew somebody's going to put $18,900 in your checking account? How many of y'all get excited about that? Yes, right? Tammy is featured in the Start Something Beautiful brochure that comes in every new consultant starter kit, which is one of her biggest honors in her Mary Kay career, and featured in the Emerald Go Give on In Touch. Isn't that amazing? One thing that almost held her back was time and working with women. One of her favorite memories was meeting Mary Kay at New Directory Week and her 67-year-old mother, who was her first team member, earning her career card on stage in Dallas. Isn't that awesome? She got to go. Her mother, that's awesome. Her first team member and earn her own car. So her favorite quote is, "What a dream cost you in courage will come back to you in glory. Dream big." So y'all can already tell you're in for a treat. Thank you all for joining us tonight. And thank you for all our YouTubers who are watching tonight. So I'm going to turn it over to my friend and just, Tammy, you can just talk till you get tired. I got my little notebook out and I'm going to write some notes. She's going to share her story and any kind of training. I just told her she can talk about whatever she wants to talk about. So thank you again for being our special guest feature and guest speaker. And I'm going to unpin myself and let you have it, girl.
Okay. Well, oh my gosh. Thanks so much for inviting me and my awesome boss babes. And I'm just super excited. I love learning from top achievers. And Mary Kay always asked us to hitch our wagon to a star. And my ring light here has kind of died on me tonight. So, okay, there we go. And so, there. Okay. And there was light. And so, the great thing is, it's really important, guys, that you try to connect with different people, different personality styles, people that are going where you want to go. And, hitching that wagon to your star is so important. And I just want to really compliment, all the things that you're doing, because I see you do a lot of YouTube. And that's what's really attracted me to connecting with you, because you go live and you're putting your makeup tutorials, on. And I'm like, wow, YouTube is really, to me, YouTube is really the easiest way to connect, because all they have to do is click, right? And every age group can do it. So I just I'm excited to learn from you. So, okay, so I'm going to share a little bit about my background, and hopefully I get someone hope here. Everybody has their own story to tell, and it really is your story and your journey. And the number one thing is to never give up, because there's always going to be obstacles and disappointments. But when you achieve those short-term goals and long-term goals, like the first top directors trip, myself to achieve, our unit to achieve, was 25 years as a sales director. But I kept dreaming and I kept believing, and it happened. I was like, oh my gosh, this was so amazing. And so when I started my journey, though, I always have been a worker bee. And that is the one thing my mom taught me many moons ago. And, that I had to work for what I wanted. I remember I had to get a job at the skating rink at 15 to pay for my own pair of Pacer roller skates, because my mom was not going to pay for mine. I do come from a family of 5, and I'm the youngest. And so that taught me a lot. And I've always worked since I was 15. So when Mary Kay found me, I actually, for 10 years, I was a travel agent. I love my job. And I thought, gosh, I would never be able to work anywhere and travel like I do. So that was always like a block, an obstacle, I think, in my mindset. And, but I loved being a travel agent. However, I didn't make enough money to support myself. So I always had 2 part-time jobs. So for 10 years, I did full-time and traveled an hour back and forth to Trump Taj Mahal in Atlantic City and Trump Plaza for American Express Travel. That's where I was when Mary Kay found me, was working there. And then I also was a mixologist for 7 out of 10 years of working full time at my local Italian restaurant, and just a local hometown restaurant. And it taught me a lot. It taught me patience. It taught me that I didn't want to work all that, on my feet for years, but, when you're young and, you just have no clue really, if you're willing to work, that really is the key. But I still was living paycheck to paycheck. And then I did have some cleaning jobs on the side. So I was always working. And then what happened is at 29, I remember driving to the casinos and listening. I would come home late at night, and that's back before any social media or anything. And Tony Robbins would be on TV right? He was the only one that would be on TV, like at 2 o'clock in the morning when I would get home from, the casinos, and you're wide awake. And so I kept thinking to myself, this guy's got to be like, there's nobody out there that I know that it's this happy. Like, I just don't know anybody that happy. And I just couldn't connect to him. But, I got really frustrated where I was in my life. And I decided to go back to school to become a dental hygienist so that I could have one job. And so I remember ordering Tony's 21 Days of Power on cassettes. And I tell you, that was a life changer for me. And I'm so excited now to see his success, because he didn't give up. Of course, Tony Robbins not going to give up. Look where he is today. Like, he's just exploded since COVID. And so I didn't really have, I didn't really know what it was going to do for me, but I just needed help. I needed a change, and I didn't know what I was going to do. So I had an hour drive there and back from the casino. So I listened to his cassettes every day, and they were life changing to me. Like, I highly recommend Tony Robbins, that I'm trying to promote his business, but he made me think differently. And of course, at Mary Kay, you hear from amazing nationals, and we are very blessed because there's so many women out there who have no idea the education that we get in this company. But I had never heard anyone talk like that before. So he was a big influence of why I joined Mary Kay, because then I had moved back home with my parents, and with my tail, had to move back home. And I was $10,000 in credit card debt from being on my own for about 9 years. I always had a roommate, but even though I worked 3 jobs at 29, 10,000 in credit card debt, and I still I just started dating my husband, who I had no idea that he was going to be, the one. And so what happened is his sister invited me to a nail care class. We don't even do them anymore. So a nail care class. And I didn't want to go. I didn't even do my nails. I didn't really wear that much makeup. I just wanted to be tan all the time, which I still do. And I really didn't want to go. And so I only went for 2 reasons. So this is the one thing I'm so grateful for my senior sales director. I'm so grateful for her strength is follow-up. And she met me at this class. I came in late. Because I really didn't want to be there, and I wasn't really accountable back then as far as a woman on my word. Like, I worked 3 jobs, and I didn't think it was really that important that I was there. But my sister-in-law, Mary Frances, this was her 3rd party. Okay, there are women out there who love to have parties. She's one of them. She's the party queen. Okay, so don't underestimate a person who likes to have parties. So she invited me to her 3rd party, which was a nail care party. And this is what she said. She called me on the phone. And she said, Tammy, listen, I'm having a party. And she said, if you'll just come, you don't have to buy anything, but this is like my 3rd party. And I just need 2 people to get this nail care caddy. And she said, and you'll get to see Bobby. So she threw Bobby in there. And I was like, okay, well, I'll try, So I had just got done work. I got there, I got late. And then Bridget, rebooked me. Okay. And she asked me to do a facial with her, which I didn't think I needed product. And I thought Mary Kay was for old people. And I didn't even use skincare. Like, I didn't even know what a skincare regimen was. I was a Dove soap girl. And my mom was a Dove soap girl. And, my grandma was a Dove soap girl. So, I grew up in South Jersey. And so, I just didn't even know what that was. Like, I think Clinique was really popular back then. But bottom line is, so did it for me. So that was my regimen. And so, why I'm so grateful for her is that she scheduled a pampering session. Even though I came in late, she scheduled one with me. And so I canceled on her 3 times. And it took her probably 3 to 4 months to recruit me. And she would always follow up like once a month. And so, here's the power of your voice. I can't stress this enough. If you really want to recruit someone, I know we can text, and I know we can send voice messages, which would be perfect. if you can't call, but your voice is so powerful. So she would call me and say, "Hey, Tammy, this is Bridget E. Guy." And she was always so happy, and I just thought, why, is this one? And like, she's always so happy. And then back then I couldn't tell her no. So I rescheduled with her, even though I didn't even know when I was going to hold an appointment. And, she lived in Wilmington, Delaware. I lived in South Jersey. We're about an hour apart from each other. And then I canceled on her again. And then I canceled on her again. And, this is why I'm so grateful, because here's the thing. When you have a goal and you're on a mission, like, you're going to be persistent on that goal. And there's a lot of people, I feel that, even myself, who we've just have let go through the, cracks, so to speak, because we think she's not interested or she doesn't want to, have time with me. And so I kept telling her, yeah, I'll reschedule. But in the back of my mind, I thought, I don't know, am I really going to do this? But at that time in my personal growth, I couldn't tell her no. Because she was so nice. And so finally she said, she was going to come over the following week after she had booked me. And I said, you know what, let's just go ahead and do that, because my mom will have a facial with you. And then my mom's best friend just happened to pop in. And so that facial went into a class. And I went into work that night and everybody was giving me compliments, because back then we did skincare and color all at the same appointment. Okay. We don't do that anymore. Not like we did then. And then when I went into the restaurant, everybody was giving me compliments. And then I thought to myself, well, gosh, what did I look like before? Like, everybody was saying, your makeup looks great. You look so great. So then, of course, I was happy, everybody likes saying a compliment. And then, of course, she shared the opportunity with me. And she pulled up in a pink Regal. And when I pulled into my driveway, I thought, oh my gosh, I'm embarrassed to say this, but I said to myself, that is the ugliest car. I would never drive that. But like, who, oh my gosh, I had no idea like what that all meant. So when I went in and she shared, after we did the class, she said she wanted to invite me to a career breakfast. And of course, what did I say again? I couldn't say no. So I said, okay, and so she kept inviting me, and I canceled on her 3 more times. And then finally, on the 3rd time, she would call me. Okay, this is the truth. She would call me in the morning. Okay, so this career breakfast was at 9 a.m. in the morning in another state, which is Delaware, which I was an hour from that location. And she would call me like at 7 in the morning. And I had worked all day at the travel agency and then went in and worked all night behind the bar. And we were always busy on Friday nights. Like, I didn't get home till 2 o'clock. So then when I would just wake up in the morning, my legs would not move. Like, it's the only time I've ever experienced like cement legs. Like, my legs wouldn't move. I was so tired. And so the 3rd time when she called me, she said, when I told her, I'm sorry, I can't come, I worked late. And she said, Tammy, she said, I have been paying for your breakfast. And I'm like, oh my gosh, you didn't tell me that. Like, I didn't know that. Okay. And then the one word the sentence that she said to me that I share with people today, because it was a life-changing moment. She said, Tammy, as the intelligent woman that I know you are, don't you agree that you should just come and see a bigger picture with Mary Kay before you say it's for you or not for you? And at that time, I remember exactly where I was standing. And I thought to myself, oh my gosh, she thinks I'm intelligent. Now, I know you guys probably think, wow, that's, but it's just when you're in Mary Kay, we give so many compliments, but guys, it just really touched me. And I felt bad because she was paying for my breakfast. So I said, I will be there. I will be there. Okay. I had no idea where I was going, and we didn't have cell phones or anything. And I was very scared to drive to Wilmington, Delaware. And so I got in my car and I drove. And that day they were in pink suits. And, what happened in their pink suits was that was just the year they all wore pink suits. And I thought that they just wore pink suits because it was Mary Kay. And there was about 80 women in this room, and they were all super happy, like at 8 a.m. in the morning. And they all looked fabulous, and they all were smiling, and they were hugging each other. And I'd never been in a room with that many women that like wanted to be there. basically, like they were just happy. So that kind of threw me off. And then also really what recruited me that day was they all got up. They were like behind a podium, and each director got up, and would have a guest speaker, but each director would get up and share what she did before Mary Kay. And then she shared a little bit about herself, and then she shared her highest check. That's what recruited me, because I thought, how in the world can these women make that much money in 1 month? And a lot of these women were teachers. My senior director, Brigitte Glay, was a German high school teacher with a master's degree. And like, here I was going back to school, and I thought, how is this possible? And so that is really what recruited me. So I signed my agreement that day. However, I didn't have, back then it was $100. I didn't have it in my checking account, even though I was working 3 jobs. And so I said to Bridget, I said, look, I got to work tonight. Don't cash this check until Monday. Because back then we had to mail the agreements. So I had a little leeway time, right? And she's like, okay, Tammy. And so I went back into work, and I got my kit, and then I put my kit in the closet, because then all this fear set in. Because I thought, what was I doing? I don't have enough time to do this. I don't even know how to do makeup. I don't even like to work with women. I want to work with women based on my personality style. I am an ID. I love women, but I just was always a person who, I never was in a bunch of groups with women, like a sorority or anything like that. I just wanted to go get my job, get it done. The very task-oriented personality, I guess. So I thought, what was I thinking? So that dangerous playground in between here and here, I always say it's a dangerous playground. Get out of there, because you'll talk yourself out of it. And so, then my parents were they didn't think they were being negative, but they were just like, I told them what I did when I came home. I forgot to share this. When I came home from that event, I told them I just became a consultant. I was so excited. And they're like, you did what? Like, you just moved back home to pay off debt, and you're going to school in Delaware for dental hygiene, and you're still bartending, and they were like, how are you going to do that, Tammy? So my excitement and my belief from here, they just popped it, not intentionally though, I would say ignorance is bliss. Like, we just don't know, right? So then I was like, okay. So then I drove the next day to Delaware, and this is why I married my husband. Oh my gosh. He's like, Tammy, he's like, what's wrong? And I'm like, well, and I told him I was really wanting to do this, but I don't know what I was doing. I don't think I can do it. And he said, Tammy, you know what? You can always be a dental hygienist. He said, just give it a try. And I was like, okay. So my husband has been with me my whole entire Mary Kay journey. And my kids have grown up in Mary Kay. That's all they've ever known. And they both came home in a Mary Kay car. They learned to drive in a pink Cadillac. And, I'm just so grateful for Bridget, because she was persistent. Because a lot of people, think about that, how many times we might have just said, I'm not calling her anymore. But if you see somebody that like what she saw in me was I was a worker. She didn't know if I could do the business, but she knew I was willing to work. And that was the one thing that my mom, like I said, I didn't like it back then, but I'm so grateful for it now, because that's just one thing she just instilled in us. And so the great thing about my mom, I love sharing this story now. I've been with Mary Kay 29 years, and she became my first team member. And remember, she didn't want me to do it, right? But when she found out that Mary Kay was, faith first, family second, career third, she was all in with Mary Kay. And then, she went on at the age of 67. She joined at 63. And then at 67, she earned a car, that red cherry apple Grand Am. And she got to meet Mary Kay. And it was just like, that's my 2 favorite memories. And so I love sharing that now, because you don't know how you failing forward to success, how that's going to affect other people. And National Sales Director Pam Tall, who is a great mentor for our area, our future area, and she's getting ready to retire. But she always taught us that when we're talking about all the accolades and all that, to always share that, don't be impressed with me, be impressed with Mary Kay, because you all have the opportunity to go and, set your world on fire. And especially right now with the way we're working, we've learned so much, we've proven so much, but we're always learning, because that's why I connected, because I'm like, I'm going to try to do this. I'm going to feel the fear and do my makeup. Like, it's hard to do, but I think once I do it, I'll be fine. And I think we give women hope, so that's a little bit about my story. And I love my Mary Kay life. I'm very privileged to represent an amazing group of women, and we're constantly growing. Just this past weekend, we had a paint night, and these girls are on right now, Debbie and Marlise, and they had over 1,000 in sales with just 6 customers. Okay. And one of them was a new customer. So they're getting back in front of people. And then we had a launch for a new consultant as well, Yoruba. And her launch was almost $800. So yeah, we have an amazing unit. But the one thing I want to share in training, and then I know, they want to hear from you too, because I did tell them you were going to do some training, okay? Because they hear from me all the time, but any nugget that you have to share with them. But the one thing that I'm excited about, of course, we didn't know about this flash sale when we connected, but I am very excited about the flash sale because of the fact that it's going to help you guys to, finish your race. And I love that Mary Kay has the 20,000 in place because anybody can accomplish that, even from April, May, March, April, May, June. So the bundles, if you're on here and you're looking at that, I'm all about I'm a numbers person. So the average class is 300. If you were to use those bundles for beauty boxes, because what the beauty boxes retailed at 50, but we got them at, I forgot, like 44, 45. But I invested in 13 bundles because I'm going to be using my bundles for my beauty boxes. And even though we don't have beauty boxes anymore, they are coming though. I did see that they're coming on section 2, like in August, but we're not in August yet. So on Amazon, they have awesome pink boxes, and that's what I'll use. But the reason why I'm so excited about this bundle that we're not paying more than 50 is that it's this new, you might already know this, but I just started promoting it, but we booked 3 parties over the weekend, and you can promote it virtually or you can promote it in person, but you have the beauty box. And right now that's what's going in it. And I share with them that if they book a party, and this is what they're going to get just for booking a party, like this gift. And I open it up and it's valued at over 50 just for booking a party. And then I'll present it to you at your party. And then when you have guests, at least, 2, I always say you plus 2, but we know we can get more, but you say you plus 2. And when you have at least you plus 2 and 100 in sales, well, you all know when you get in front of people, you're going to have sales, but she has to have at least 100 in sales. Then I'm giving her 100 in free product. Now, I know that might sound like, well, wait a minute, how are you making any money? But we will make money because the beauty box is the tool to get us in front of our 30 faces so that we can accomplish, check up our square, right? The beauty box is going to put us in front of new people, and you're going to be building your customer base. You're going to build your skills, your confidence, when we're excited and we're selling. So, your sales are going to be higher. And then also, I also give them $25 when they had people that book from the class, but also that's not given to them until they hold the class. And I can send you the flyer. It's the one that Jen uses, but I thought this bundle to me is the best way. It's a goal for me to have 13 classes, but here's the thing. If your average class is 300, that's really that was my first class back in 1993 without any training. And here's the thing I shared yesterday in training. We had 3 new consultants there at Kim Copper's Future DIQ. And so I said to them, guys, your flip chart, if I didn't have a flip chart, I would never have made it in Mary Kay, because back then they didn't come and do a launch for you. And Bridget just kept saying, read from your flip chart. Smile and nod, practice smiling in the mirror. So that's what made all the difference. And I finally went and had a class after I felt like, I didn't know if I was going to do Mary Kay or not, but then I sold 300 to 4 people in 1993. And that was, nothing happens until we sell something. So that broke a belief barrier for me. I had to go do it before I could really believe I could do this business. And so just think, if you set the goal, you have 13 bundles, you're going to hold 13 classes. 13 times 300 is 3,900 in retail. Okay. So half of that, okay, is $1,950. Now, here's the thing, guys. Can you go, like if you're working virtually, 13 classes is 13 hours. That's all that class should be on Zoom or Facebook, but 13 hours. Can you make $1,950 just working 13 hours at your job or wherever you know, or your second job or your third job? So to me, can be a game changer for people. Maybe they need money for, like, you know, gosh, I'm constantly flying my kids. I'm traveling to Atlantic City tomorrow night. I'm picking my son up at 10 p.m. Because he's flying home, you know, from coastal Carolina. And so airline tickets are a lot right now. But you know what? Here's the beauty of Mary Kay. I don't stress over that because we can sell. We have the sky's the limit. But when you have a why, you work differently. You just work differently. And so these beauty bundles, to me, I'm so stinking excited about them. And then I also have where I just broke up, and I'll share that with you too. And that wasn't my idea, but I have an awesome sister sales director, Susan Norman, and she's very good at stuff. So she just posted one, and she has 2 ways to get 2 prices on a bundle where she split that bundle up. But then she also said, or buy them together. And I think she has them for like 88 or 84, but you're still making a great profit. So I'll share that with you too. But that would be my training tip. Just you to finish your SAR and break down how to get on stage in the Princess Court. That is, have your win for the 60th anniversary, or, you know, your Queen's Court of Sales. I mean, whatever the goal is, but Final Four can do it. So I hope that helps you.
So good. I have a question. Okay. So on the beauty box, I know before they were like $48 or something like that. And so are you just split? So I've got so those of you that are like, what's she talking about the bundle? You just have been sleeping all day and you hadn't looked at nothing. So the bundle are these 5 products, okay, that you can get for $44. It's they're 60% off. So are you splitting these for your beauty boxes? Or are you putting all $110 in there?
Yeah, everything goes in my beauty box because now that oh, that's right. Wait a minute. Sorry, they're 110. Yes. I didn't think about that. Yeah. So no, I will.
So you might split them up and do 2 boxes out of these and make it where it's 50 and 50. Or something like that. Okay, that's what I was thinking. But then you might give her the rest of it.
I didn't even.
She
let me write that down.
Because you said that you would also give her $100 if she did something too.
Well, for just booking, they get the bundle, the beauty box. Like it's all about the beauty box, and it's tangible. Right. Like they want it. You know, they want to take it home that night, but they can't because we're going to give it
to them at their party. Yeah.
And then. This is how they're doing it in Texas. This is what, you know, another sales director is like, they're blowing it up there. And I was like, okay, so, you know, we got to make it worth people's, you know, I think time. So if somebody said to me, if you just have a few friends, I always say U+2, like they have at least to get them booked, U+2 and $100 in sales. And then what the sheet says is they're going to give them 100 in free product, but we know they're going to have more than 100 in sales.
So they get an additional $100 in free product. Okay. Yeah. So if you'll just send me that, you guys, I can post it on Cheetah Nation, anything that you talked about. That's a great idea about the beauty box. So
yes. Well, I'm excited now because actually now, because I don't know what I was thinking. I'm thinking wholesale.
You can do 26 of them.
Yeah, you can do 26. Yeah. Now your profit's going to double. Yeah. You know,
yes, exactly. Awesome.
Yes.
Well, Tammy, I love your story. It is just perfect. And you're going to be surprised when I show you something in a few minutes, how your story is going to just fit right in with what I was going to say. But you guys, I love the point that I heard the most, and you can put it in the chat. What moved you the most about her story? The thing that I heard is about the follow-up on that director. And I know Bridget, you know, that she just kept asking and asking and asking, and she would not let you. She almost like said, I'm not accepting no for an answer because she saw something in you that, you know, she knew if I could ever get her. Do y'all feel like that about some people? If I could ever get her, she would do so good. So don't give up on people. Don't give up on people. And then also, I love that what you said about the voice is so powerful, because it is so easy to turn people down in a text. It's so easy for someone to go, No, thank you. But if they actually can talk to you, it's hard for people to tell you no. Some people just can't say no, especially Southerners. We like to be nice and say yes to everything. Some things we even shouldn't say yes to. But anyway, thank you for that tip on there. I love that about using your voice, not just texting people, especially if you really think a lot of them. They need to hear your passion in your voice. Yes, compliment. Let's see what she said. Some of these people compliment with an ask when you compliment with an ask with your voice and ask with your voice. Okay. Follow up phone calls best. Be persistent. The different skincare and color make the compliments. Yes. Now, had she not had the facial and went to work and then everybody said your face looks so good. Have y'all ever had a facial, did a facial with somebody and then I used to call my second day and go, hey, did you wear your Mary Kay today? And that was my follow up, like that 2 days, 2 weeks, 2 months. And I'll say, did you get any compliments today on your skin? And every time they always say yes, if they work with people, they will see the difference. So I love that. Yes, be persistent, be nice when you have a why you work differently. Absolutely. Absolutely. Tammy, thank you so much. Thank you so much. And we used to say that all the time. I know as the intelligent woman that you are, that you would want to hear all the facts before you make a decision. And so no one wants to say, well, I'm dumb and I'm going ahead and I'm gonna make a decision without knowing the facts, right? So I thought that was good too. Yes, don't be impressed with me, be impressed with Mary Kay. So good, so good. I know it's really not right now. I love the way she told that intelligent. Yes, I love that. So Tammy, so great, so great. And we'll let some people say some more stuff about you in a minute. So what I'm going to do, so she promised her girls to hear from me in a minute. I did this call on Saturday for Vicki Oth, National Sales Director. And I'm not going to do the whole call because it was a whole hour, but I want to share a slideshow that I did with her and a couple things that I can point out that is just kind of like what Tammy was talking about. Because Tammy has been in, how long now? 29 years?
29.
29. And I've been in 37. But so similar, so similar. So Tammy, thank you. I'll let you go to the gallery and then I will take over. You're the best. Okay, here we go. All right, you guys, I am going to share my screen with you. And first of all, I'm just going to do some reminders about this week, this week and also just about this month. Okay, so first of all, we're 2 weeks into the deals Mary Kay has with the starter kit. The $20 e-start and the $90 starter kit. And don't forget that $90 starter kit comes with the microdermabrasion. It doesn't come with the bag, but the bag you can buy it for $25 on section 2. But it comes with the microderm and it comes with samples that it normally does not come with. So now is the best time to talk to people about signing up. Okay. Second, like Tammy mentioned, the Princess Court. $20,000 you can get on the Princess Court retail. This month can really help you because you get retail credit for that beauty bundle. So you pay $44, but it counts as $110. So you get 10 of them. That counts as $1,100 retail, but you only paid $440 for it. So think about that, you guys. This is a way to kind of have a little bump up on these courts because the court recognizes retail sales. And of course, the sharing is 12 qualified. So this is a great month to gold medal as well. So that is something you want to kind of keep in mind. Star Consultant, it ends on Wednesday. So if you're not a star, see how much you need. You can go to At a Glance. The very top, it'll say what you have in for the quarter. And you have to have a minimum of 1,800. If you're newer and you're like, I don't really understand all that, I don't even know what At a Glance means, text your sales director and say, hey, what do I have in toward my star? Because with these bundles, you can sell enough bundles to be a star. Or you can invest in your business, do the 13 bundles, and use them as beauty boxes to book you 26 parties with those products. And you take 26 parties times $300 a party, and that is profiting almost $4,000, right? So what a great deal, right? Anyway, so that ends on Wednesday, midnight Central Time. When you're a Golden Girl this month, 600, you get this beautiful little wallet. And it's got a little keychain on it as well. So y'all know we can't get too much jewelry, purses, bags, or wallets, right? We can't. We have to have it, every one of us. So congratulations. You can put in the chat if you've already won yours. I know Carolyn Forrest in our group has already won hers. She did hers today. So work on being a Golden Girl this month. Okay, in my little speech on Saturday, I had like 7 points. Okay. So one of them was the first point was that you're never too young. And you know, in Mary Kay, right now, we had the youngest national debut just a couple years ago, 29 years old, Jamie Taylor, 29 years old, national sales director. Okay. I started when I was 23 years old. I tried the product first when I was 22 years old. My sister was my second recruit. She was 21 years old. She's still in today. She's been in 36 years. Unbelievable. So, y'all, you never know. And one of the things that I mentioned on here is look for some women in high school and in college, or that when they were in high school and college, they were leaders. Maybe they were a sports person. Maybe they were the captain of a basketball team, the softball team, tennis team. Maybe they were the drill team captain, the cheerleading captain. Maybe they were the debate team captain. Maybe they were did one act plays, or they were on the choir. Something that showed leadership skills as a girl, because that same girl, those leadership skills that she portrayed in sports, anything that she had to practice and then perform, will carry her to make a great Mary Kay beauty consultant. I'm not even kidding. I was a basketball player and I played ball in high school. Well, I played softball too. I played all the sports because I was at a small school. So if you were halfway talented, you had to play them all. But I really excelled in basketball and softball, and then played basketball in college as well. And so that I knew about practice, and then I could perform better. So when I joined Mary Kay, I knew I didn't know how to do it at all, but I knew if I practiced, I could learn. Okay. And so I want y'all to kind of look and ask when you meet, say, hey, I just got a question. Any of y'all play any sports in high school or college? You guys. And then if nobody does, say, how about like cheer or a musical instrument or something like that, any kind of a leadership in high school or college? Ask around, because you're going to be surprised. And those people, you need to jump on them. Okay, I want to show you this. This is my very first seminar, and it was 1986. I was 23 years old. This is a pink suit. And you talk about the pink suits, Tammy. I actually made this pink suit. I was a home ec major for 1 year in college until I decided that was not for me. And I switched and went to computers like night and day, right? My mama wanted me to do home ec because she thought that'd be a great way to get a man if you could cook and sew and clean. Instead, I wanted to be with the men at the business school. But anyway, when I joined Mary Kay and then I decided to go to seminar, I thought, well, everybody's going to wear pink. I mean, it's Mary Kay. And so I went and bought a pattern in the pink material and made this suit, a skirt and the jacket and that flowery top. I've hemmed the skirt right before I went to seminar. And then, of course, I got there and I found out everybody didn't wear pink. But anyway, who knew? So that is me and my friend Cindy Farley, who is in my unit today, by a picture of Mary Kay and Richard. And so that's my very first seminar. At that night, I was not a sales director. I was a consultant, but I was the queen of my unit. And so this is my Easter dress. It's the nicest one I own. And yes, I did wear that to awards night the next day, because I did not understand quite the concept of evening wear. I just thought this is the nicest dress I have. And then my roommate Cindy came out with some black dress that had lace. I thought, well, look at that little hussy. And then we got there and everybody's in these forvals and I have my little Easter dress on. So I can tell you that to give you a little hope. You don't have to start out knowing it all. And if you're young and you're just learning, that's okay. Okay, my next point is that you're never too old. So I have to show you a picture of this. This is my 88-year-old uncle. His name is Gary Colson. He lives in California. He was a Hall of Fame basketball coach at Pepperdine University, played basketball and coached in several colleges, New Mexico, Santa Barbara. And just this week on Friday, he went and golfed with his son, who's my cousin, and he hit a hole-in-one off a 175-yard tee box. Wow. 88 years old. 88. You're never too old to achieve things. Right now in Mary Kay, we have women. I had a lady in Mary Kay that became a sales director in my unit. She was 78 and she earned the use of a car. The Mary Kay, in fact, it was a red Grand Am. And her kids did not want her to be driving. And she called me. She goes, "This is so funny." Her name's Thelma. She said, "My kids don't want me to drive, and Mary Kay sent me a car." And I just died. And so here she is, not supposed to be driving, Mary Kay sends her a car. And she said it was the greatest moment in her life, when she won that car, Mary Kay. She didn't get to drive it but about a year, but because her eyesight was bad. But I'm just saying, there are women in Mary Kay right now that 70, 80, 90 years old even. And so, and just like your mom joined, in her 60s and then won her first car at 67. I just think that is so awesome. Okay. Point number 3 is you can learn new things. You can learn new things. Do y'all remember when COVID hit? And probably 75% of Mary Kay's like, Zoom? What? I don't do internet. I mean, I do Facebook. That's about it. And some people didn't even want to do that. And we've had to learn. We have had to learn how to do new things, learn technology. I know I've heard from some national sales director, Jan Thetford, I think was one of them. And she's like, I did not want to do this stuff. I did not want to do all this technical stuff. She goes, but I thought if I want to keep my business, I'm going to have to. So you're not too old or young to learn new things. So Friday, same day is record day. This is a picture of my mother in the middle. She is 84 years old. This is my sister. She was my second recruit. She went on, she signed up. My first recruit asked me, she was at my first party. And then my sister was my permanent guest. So my sister would go with me to every single meeting. And one night they said, everybody that signs up, we had to write the check. And like Tammy, it was a hot check. But I said, you're signing up. When you're the older sister, she's in college still. She signed up and they put their hand on her check. And then they moved it to another one. So she did not get the free kit. However, she is still in today. Okay. And she ended up becoming the sales director on a pink Cadillac, but her dream was to be a principal of the Christian school here in Georgia. And that is what she is today. She's the dean. And it's her 18 years as a sales director. She tells all the time, she goes, that is what helped me become the leader I am today. And she still loves her Mary Kay. Of course, my mother was one of my first team members to help me earn the use of a car. And she has signed up many times through the years. And she is in my unit today. Anyway, Friday, my dad has always taken care of our yard through our whole life. Okay. My mother is just, if you think of a Southern lady that cooks like you can't even imagine, the sweetest person on earth. But it was in the day where men do the yard, women do the house. Okay. So she never even been on a lawnmower. My dad passed away in November. My brother-in-law's been doing the yard. So this last week, she decided she wanted to learn how to mow. Okay. So you guys watch this right here. Grandma on the mower. So my mom, never been on a lawnmower in her whole life, learned how to mow and mowed her entire yard, about an acre, on Friday. And so she was so proud of herself. And so I just had to show you that because you guys, you're never too young or old to learn something new. And if my mom can learn how to mow, you guys, I mean, we can learn how to do a Mary Kay party, for crying out loud. Learn how to take our makeup off and put it back on in front of people. You can learn. It just takes some practice. Mama, I mean, she just did it just right off the bat. It's so, and she has Parkinson's. So get that. Okay. Another point was if you did it once, you can do it again. So if you've been in Mary Kay for any type of years, you may look back and go, well, yeah, I know. I mean, like, yeah, I used to hold a bunch of parties. Yeah, one time I had $1,000 a week, or, I recruited 10 people one time, or I got 5 in one day. Okay, if you've ever done it, then you can do it again. So you got to go back and find that girl who had a goal and a big, big why and a big, big deadline and say, what made the difference? How did I do it back then? And what could I do to do that again? Okay. And I have to do the same thing to myself. I have to say the same thing. You did triple star once, then you could do it again, right? So remember that point. Here's another one. If someone else has done it, so can you. And this is why you go to seminar. This is why you go to career conference, because you're going to see somebody like you, someone that is your age, your size, your color, your experience, that has hair like you. I mean, my goodness, she may just walk like you, even have the same number of kids or don't have kids, has a husband, don't have a husband, been divorced, been married for 40 years. You will find somebody at similar that's like you that has reached a goal that you would like to reach. And then when you go to seminar, you see these women, you look at them and go, wow, well, if she can do it, I can too. If she can, I can. Okay. And that's why you got to go, because sometimes the person who signed you up maybe is so different than you, you can't even see yourself where she is because y'all are so different. But you go to seminar and go to some of these other things, even your unit meetings, you will find somebody more like you that has achieved, that gives you hope that you can do it too. Okay. Next, if it has never been done, if it's never been done before, you could be the first one to do it. Do y'all know people break records in Mary Kay all the time? I just remember I was in Mary Kay when the first director did $2 million unit club. The $2 million unit club, and the person who has recruited more people than anybody ever has, people that have broke records on income, Gloria Mayfield Banks, I remember looking at the Applause magazine. I'm like, she made $100,000 in 1 month. 1 month, 100,000. So records are being broke, and just because it's never been done, you could be the first to do it. But you could also just be the first to do it for you in your family, in your town, your set of friends, on your street, in your state. It doesn't have to be the first in the world, but you can be the first to do something that hasn't been done to your sphere of influence. Okay. All right. Next. So I want to show you a couple slides. This is 1989, 27 years old. It's the first time I got to go on stage. I was in the National Queen's Court of Sales, and I won the sapphire and diamond ring. It's the biggest ring I ever had. I borrowed the dress. I did finally learn what an evening dress was. I borrowed this from this girl that was in pageants. So I felt like $1 million. I got to go on stage. I was a brand new sales director, had earned the use of a car, and won my diamond at 27. Okay. 23 years later, 50 years old, 50. I won my first top director trip to China, 50 years old. And like Tammy, okay, I became a sales director in 1989. And my first 4 years as a director, the second year I became a director, I think we did 250,000. Then we did 300,000, 350, $500,000. That was 1997, I believe. Then it took 18 more years for me to do over $500,000, to do $500,000 or above. Okay. 18 years. And then we finally did 550,000. And then we did the top director trip to China, 720,000. And so you guys, it's never too late to make it happen. And it doesn't matter what age you are. Fast forward 10 years later. This is last year. Triple star on stage, 2022, my very first B for doing the Queen's Court of Sharing and triple star. Very first time, 60 years old. So you guys, it's never too late. It is never too late. And so I say, if I can do it, you can do it. It is never too late. So whatever goal you have, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. You can't tell me and you can't tell Tammy that you can't do it, because it maybe just was not your time back then. But now is the time if you actually decide, it is my time. I am going to do it. And I'm willing, capable. I have a work ethic. I will put Mary Kay on however many phases I need to put it on to reach the goal, whether it's star, whether it's car, whether it's director, whether it's the new consultant challenge to get your red jacket free, to get that scarf, whatever it is. It's not too late. Even if you have not done one single thing. Guess what you have done? You plugged in tonight. You showed up. You're watching something. For whatever reason, you decided to jump on here tonight. And so I'm glad that you did. Tammy's glad that you did. And I know that if you set this goal high, you can do it. Because here's the deal. It is the Final Four. Our unit's name is Cletus Cheetahs. Y'all know that. We're a cheetah nation. So I say you got to run like a cheetah. We always say like your hair's on fire. But it's the Final Four, and anything can happen. There's going to be women that join Mary Kay today and tomorrow that you will see them on stage at seminar winning their diamond ring. You will. You will see people that join Mary Kay today that somehow get their 8 team members, 8 out of the gate, go DIQ April 1st in qualification, April, May, and June, and you'll see them on stage as a brand new sales director. You will see it. I guarantee you. They'll say, oh, when did she join? March 1st, March 13th. And there'll be new directors. So I'm telling you right now, all you are already in. So you already got to jump on all those people. You absolutely can do it if you really want to, and if your why is big enough. So I just encourage you to really think about what Tammy said today. Think about all the things that you could do with whatever age you are, because it really doesn't matter. My mother can learn to mow at 84 and my 88-year-old uncle can hit a hole in one, then my goodness, y'all can hold a skincare class. We can find 3 people, right? So I know without a shadow of a doubt that some big things could happen this month. And this could be really like your turnaround month, like a month that you look back and go, you know what? In March, I made a decision. I made a decision that I was going to quit playing with my Mary Kay. Instead, I was going to treat it as a real business, and I was going to get on it and put my time and effort in and really see what I could do with this, you know? And so I totally believe that you can do it, every single one of you. I don't even know you, and I believe it. You know why? Because you're on here, and I know that you would not get on here if you didn't have some kind of a goal of Mary Kay and some kind of a dream. I mean, we are entertaining, that is for sure, but you can watch a lot of things and be entertained, right? So I'm praying for you. Tammy's praying for you. And as a matter of fact, something a little different is I'm going to end with a prayer tonight. Okay. So dear Heavenly Father, I just thank you. I thank you for all 27 women that are just stayed to the end of this call, and all the women that are watching on YouTube. And I pray for their business. I pray for their family. I pray for the dream that you put in their heart, Lord. And I just ask you to give them the courage and the just the want to do as much as they can with all the gifts and talents that you have already given them. And we just thank you and praise you. In Jesus' name, amen. So you guys, I know we're going to have a great, great month, all of us. I am going to open up the gallery. And if any of you would like to say anything tonight to our sweet Tammy, who was our beautiful guest speaker tonight, or anything you'd like to say at all about anything, just unmute and just have at it.
Hey, Cleta, this is Sayla.
Hey, girl.
Wow. Thank you so much, Tammy. Thank you, Cleta. It was a God-filled, power-packed, on-fire hour. And I think anybody listening that was on and really listened to the call cannot help but be on fire and ready to run like a mad woman to June 30th. So thank you. I've got my tennis shoes on. Ready to go.
Yes, Sayla. Yes. And I know Sayla was at lunch with us today, and I said, what's the goal you have? And Sayla, of course, is a sales director. She's like, sell 13 bundles today and tomorrow. I mean, that's got big goals. Like, let's just get it on, right? Okay. Thank you so much, Sayla. Thank you. Okay. Who else would like to? Any consultants? Anybody?
It's Gina. I just want to say, oh my goodness, thank you so very much. Don't be impressed with me, be impressed with Mary Kay and the opportunity and the choices that you make. That was amazing. You're never too old and you're never too young. That absolutely just slapped me in the face. And yes, we're going to run like our hair's on fire, girls.
Yes. Thank you, Gina. Thank you, girl.
Hey, Cleta, it's Maureen. Tammy, thank you so much. Cleta, thank you for having her. Tammy, the thing about the follow-up, man, that spoke to my heart, to my brain, to everything inside of me today. The follow-up, the 3 times, the 4 times on the rebooking, on the opportunity chat. I thank you so much for touching on that, because that is so important for me and my business right this second. So thank you so much for sharing that.
Thank you, Maureen. Okay, anybody?
Hey, this is Christine.
Go ahead,
Hey,
Christine.
listen, oh my gosh, that was so on point. You have no idea. Follow up. It builds those relationships and everything. And one of the girls who just signed, it's been a follow up for years, and she just signed yesterday. So she's ready to roll. And it's really kind of funny, but it is really so important to build the relationships and just to keep at it.
Absolutely. Thank you, Christine.
This is Amber. Tammy, thank you, because I sent Gina a message while you were talking, because you were speaking to my heart. Because I currently am in school right now, and the things that you said about being in school and working 3 jobs and doing all the things and having a full plate, I needed that. I needed to hear that, and that was, if nobody else needed to hear that tonight, it was me. So thank you so much.
Thank you, Amber. Thank you so much.
Hi, Cleta, it's Gail.
Hey, Gail, yeah, go ahead.
I just want to say thank you to both of you because you both just sealed the deal in my brain as to how we wanted to work on our last 4 months. So thank you both. And Cleta, you are right. You're never too old to win your trip. You are so right.
That's right, girl. That is right.
Thank you both for your
Thank you. And
wisdom
I
and
hope you, didn't you
experiences.
just have a birthday? Was it yesterday or today?
Yeah. A couple, 3 days ago. Yeah.
Happy birthday, sister.
Well, thank you. Thank you.
Okay. Anybody else have anything? All right. Well, I know we got a lot of great messages. Tammy, thank you again. You're amazing. I love you, girl. And I look forward to let's do another party together. We're a pretty good team, if you ask me. So Tammy and I may just put on our matching dresses. So thanks, everybody. And we will see y'all next week. And just remember the big deadline on Wednesday for the bundles. Okay, here's our little 5 items. You know, if you want to know what do I focus on, these little bundles, the deadline to order those is Wednesday at midnight Central Time. However, they will run out probably tomorrow. I'm just saying, it always happens. So when they do, don't cry like a baby and call me. I'm telling you in advance. Okay. So I would tell you to order them tonight, at least some of them. Okay. Star ends also on Wednesday. So those are the 2 things you want to focus on today, tomorrow, and Wednesday. And then getting your March booked up so that you can show and sell these fabulous products. Okay. And look for that gold medal this month. All right. So y'all have a great rest of your week. We've kicked it off great. And I look forward to seeing y'all next